Welcome to Starbound, where every star tells a story. Today, do you believe every good deed should be rewarded? Well, humanity just did a big favor, so let's see how they're rewarded. Check and see if you're subscribed today, because if you're not, do it. It's totally free. But now, let's get into the story. The planet shimmered, a verdant jewel against the black velvet of space. Captain Liam Walker stared at the holographic projection dominating the Aurora's bridge, a lump forming in his throat. Cygnus 8. After 10 years hurtling through the void, their destination unveiled itself with a beauty that stole his breath. "Life signs confirmed, Captain," announced Dr. Anya Sharma, her voice laced with excitement. "Rich biosphere, oxygen-rich atmosphere, it's perfect." "Almost too perfect," muttered Jax Riley, the ship's engineer, his fingers dancing across a console as he monitored the descent trajectory. "Makes you wonder. What's the catch?" Liam shared Jax's unease. Their mission? To establish contact with advanced extraterrestrial life and initiate diplomatic relations. Years of anticipation, of hope, fueled by whispered rumors of ancient, powerful beings inhabiting this sector. Yet preliminary scans showed no signs of advanced technology, no sprawling cities, no energy signatures that screamed civilization. Just sprawling forests, shimmering oceans, and whispers of green. Days later, the Aurora settled gracefully into a grassy plain, dwarfed by the towering trees that fringed their landing site. They are hummed with the symphony of unseen life forms, a melody both beautiful and unnerving. "No signals, Captain," reported Anya, her face a mask of disappointment as she monitored the comms. "No response to our hails, either." Liam sighed. The Cygnians, as they decided to call the planet's inhabitants, were proving to be a frustrating enigma. Their settlements, spotted during aerial surveys, were rudimentary, their tools primitive. Had their intel been wrong? Were they centuries too late, arriving after some cataclysmic event that had regressed a once great civilization? The answer came sooner than expected. A group of Cygnians approached, their forms humanoid yet distinct, their skin a shade of emerald green that blended seamlessly with their surroundings. They carried no weapons, their expressions cautious yet welcoming. Anya, fluent in several alien dialects thanks to a universal translator implant, stepped forward, her hands raised in a gesture of peace. Liam held his breath, the weight of first contact heavy on his shoulders. The Cygnians paused, their leader, an elder with wise eyes and a weathered face, tilting his head as if to listen to something beyond human perception. Then slowly, he returned the gesture, a subtle smile gracing his lips. Hope, fragile yet persistent, bloomed in Liam's chest. They weren't alone in the universe, and while these beings might not be the powerful, technologically advanced species they had hoped for, there was a quiet dignity about them, a wisdom in their ancient eyes that hinted at stories untold, stories that Liam and the rest of humanity were about to become a part of. Weeks melted into months. The Cygnians, while initially reserved, warmed to the crew's presence. They shared their food, simple yet surprisingly flavorful. Their music, haunting melodies played on instruments crafted from wood and bone. And their stories, myths passed down through generations, rich with tales of nature's power and the interconnectedness of all things. Life on Cygnus 8 was idyllic, a stark contrast to the sterile confines of the Aurora. Liam found himself drawn to the planet's tranquility, the ever-present hum of life a soothing balm to his space-weary soul. Yet a nagging sense of unease lingered, fueled by the subtle inconsistencies Anya kept uncovering. "It's their tools, Liam," she explained one evening, her brow furrowed as she examined data logs in her makeshift lab. "They're crafted from materials unknown to us, materials that shouldn't exist according to our understanding of physics." Liam leaned closer, studying the intricate patterns etched into a seemingly simple farming implement. "You're saying they're more advanced than they appear?" Anya nodded, her eyes gleaming with scientific curiosity. "Far more advanced. I've also detected strange energy readings emanating from a specific location, masked by what seems like a natural energy field. It's as if they're hiding something," Liam finished, a chill snaking down his spine. Their suspicions were amplified when the tremors began. At first they were subtle, barely noticeable vibrations that rippled through the ground, but they grew stronger, more frequent, shaking the very foundation of their newfound peace. "The great shift approaches," the Cygnian elder had said, his voice somber as he watched the tremors intensify. "The heart of our world awakens. Liam couldn't shake off the feeling that they were at the very precipice of something momentous, something that would change everything. The ground bucked, throwing Liam against the wall of his quarters. Alarms blared, the red lights painting the corridor outside his door a bloody hue. Rushing to the bridge, he found his crew battling to keep the Aurora stable. "It's a massive earthquake, Captain!" shouted Jax, his voice barely audible above the roar of the stress metal. "Magnitude 10, maybe even higher. Our sensors are going haywire." Through the viewport, Liam saw towering trees sway violently, their branches whipped into a frenzy by the unseen force that raged beneath the surface. The ground cracked, spewing forth geysers of scalding water and plumes of noxious gas. Cygnus 8, once a paradise, was tearing itself apart. "We need to leave, Captain!" urged Anya, her face pale with fear. "The ship won't survive much more of this!" Liam hesitated, his gaze drawn to the chaos unfolding on the planet below. He could see the Cygnians, their silhouettes stark against the inferno, struggling to reach higher ground. They were in the path of a raging river, diverted from its course by the tremors, a torrent of water that threatened to engulf everything in its path. He made his decision. "Jax, prep the shuttles for evacuation. Anya, gather medical supplies, whatever we can spare. We can't just leave him to die." The crew stared at him, their eyes wide with disbelief. "But, Captain, Jax sputtered. The ship! The ship can wait!" Liam's voice was firm, brooking no argument. "These people down there need our help, and we are not leaving them behind." Their rescue efforts were nothing short of a miracle. The shuttle, straining against the turbulent atmosphere, ferried the Cygnians to the relative safety of a high plateau. Anya worked tirelessly, her medical expertise stretched to its limits as she treated the injured. Jax, despite his initial protest, pushed their technology to the breaking point, reinforcing the plateau against further tremors. They had saved who they could, but the planet continued to convulse, each tremor a death knell. It was then that the Cygnian elder, his aged face etched with grief yet resolute, approached Liam. "Follow me," he rasped, his voice hoarse but steady. "There is something you need to see." He led them through a newly opened chasm, a gaping wound in the earth that pulsed with an otherworldly light. It was a passage leading deep into the heart of the planet, a secret unveiled by the very forces that threatened to destroy them. And what awaited them at the end of that passage shattered everything they thought they knew. The chamber was colossal, dwarfing the Aurora with its sheer immensity. Glowing crystals sprouted from the walls like celestial flowers, bathing the space in an ethereal light. But it was the structure at the chamber's center that stole their breath, a sphere of shimmering metal, covered in intricate carvings that pulsed with energy. "This," the Cygnian elder announced, his voice echoing through the vast space, "is the heart of our world, the source of our power, a protector, and now our destroyer." Liam stared, speechless, as the elder explained. The heart was a marvel of ancient technology, a fusion of nature and engineering that defied comprehension. It regulated the planet's ecosystem, its energy fueling their tools, their very existence intertwined with its rhythms. But the recent tremors had destabilized it, pushing it to the brink of collapse. "We have tried everything to calm its fury," the elder continued, his voice filled with sadness. "But our efforts are in vain. The great shift is upon us. Soon our world will be reborn, even if it means our extinction." Anya stepped forward, her eyes fixed on the pulsing sphere. "Maybe not," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. "Captain, their technology, it's based on manipulating energy fields, something far beyond our understanding. But there might be a way, a slim chance that we could use our own technology, our knowledge of energy manipulation, to stabilize the core." Liam's heart pounded against his ribs. It was a long shot, a desperate gamble with an entire planet hanging in the balance, but looking at the Cygnians, their faces etched with resignation, their hopes dwindling with each passing tremor, he knew he couldn't just stand by and watch them perish. "What do we need to do?" The next few hours were a blur of activity. Anya, guided by the Cygnian elders and their surprisingly detailed star charts, worked tirelessly, deciphering the complex interplay of energy fields that governed the heart. Jax's skepticism, replaced by grim determination, coaxed every ounce of power from the Aurora, channeling it through the makeshift conduits that snaked across the chamber floor towards the pulsing sphere. Liam, his heart in his throat, could only watch and pray as Anya initiated the sequence. The air crackled with raw energy, and the chamber bathed in a blinding light. For a moment, everything seemed lost as the tremors intensified, the heart threatening to rip itself apart. Then, as if calmed by a gentle hand, the tremors subsided. The blinding light faded, revealing the heart pulsing steadily, its rhythm restored. A collective sigh, a mixture of relief and awe, echoed through the chamber. They had done it. Against all odds, they had saved a world. The weeks that followed were a time of healing and rebuilding. The tremors had ceased, the heart's rhythm restored to its natural cadence. The Signians, their initial awe at the humans' technological prowess, giving way to a deep gratitude. They worked tirelessly to repair their damaged world. It was during one of their evening gatherings, under a sky now clear and bright, that the Signian elder approached Liam, his eyes twinkling with an emotion that the captain couldn't quite place. "You have shown us a great kindness, humans," he began, his voice filled with warmth. "You risked your lives to save ours, a debt we can never truly repay. But we offer you a gift, a token of our gratitude and a testament to the bond we now share." He led them back to the chamber, their heart pulsing gently at its center. But something had changed. The walls, once smooth and featureless, were now adorned with intricate panels that shimmered with an inner light. "This," the elder explained, gesturing to the panels, "is our legacy, the culmination of generations of knowledge, the secrets of our technology, our understanding of the universe. It is all contained within these panels." Liam stared, his mind reeling. It was more than a gift, it was a treasure trove of knowledge, a roadmap to advancements far beyond anything humanity had ever dreamed of. "But why?" Liam asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Why share this with us? We who are so primitive compared to you." The elder smiled, his eyes filled with ancient wisdom. "Primitive, you say? Perhaps in technology, yes, but in spirit, in compassion, in your willingness to risk everything for strangers, you have shown us a strength, a purity of heart that we thought lost to this galaxy." He placed a hand on Liam's shoulder, his grip surprisingly strong. "Use this knowledge wisely, young captain. The future of your kind, and perhaps the future of this galaxy, now rests in your hands." The weight of the Signian's gift pressed down on Liam, heavy and inescapable. They had journeyed to the stars seeking knowledge, seeking advancement for humanity, and now, here it was, laid bare before them like a double-edged sword. "It's incredible, Liam," Anya breathed, her eyes wide with wonder as she studied the data retrieved from the panels. "Faster-than-light travel, advanced energy manipulation, even the potential for manipulating the very fabric of space-time. It's all here." Jax, however, remained wary. "This is too much, too soon. We're not ready for this kind of power. What if we become like those other races, the ones who wage war across the stars, who exploit and destroy in their pursuit of progress?" Liam understood their concerns. The Signian's gift was a Pandora's box filled with both incredible promise and terrifying potential. The responsibility of deciding what to do with it, of safeguarding it from those who would misuse it, fell squarely on his shoulders. Days turned into weeks as Liam grappled with the decision. He consulted his crew, their debates passionate yet respectful. He studied the Signian archives, marveling at their wisdom, their understanding of the delicate balance between technological advancement and spiritual growth. Finally, as the Aurora prepared for its long journey back to Earth, Liam made his choice. The return journey was a blur. Liam, his mind awhirl with plans and possibilities, shared his decision with the crew. They would return to Earth, but not with the intention of unleashing the Signian's technology all at once. Instead, they would become custodians of this knowledge, sharing it gradually, guiding humanity towards a future where technology served as a tool for progress, not destruction. They arrived to a hero's welcome, hailed as pioneers who made contact with an advanced alien race. But the true story, the story of the Signian's gift and the burden it carried, remained a closely guarded secret, known only to Liam and his crew. Years later, as Liam watched humanity take its first tentative steps towards the stars, powered by technology inspired by the Cygnian archives, a sense of pride tinged with trepidation filled his chest. They had chosen a path fraught with challenges, a path that demanded responsibility and wisdom. But as he looked up at the night sky, at the countless stars that twinkled like diamonds scattered across black velvet, he knew, deep in his heart, that they had made the right choice. The Cygnian's gift had ignited a spark in humanity, a spark of hope, of potential, of a future where they were no longer bound by the limitations of their world. And as long as that spark continued to burn, Liam knew that the future, however uncertain, was filled with possibilities.